Wholesome children, today we are going to listen to another Bodhisattva Jathaka story of the Gautama Buddha. This Jathaka story is named as Apannaka Jathaka, and it is the first Jathaka story of the Jathaka book. Once upon a time, the Bodhisattva, the Buddha in previous life, was born into a merchant's family. When he grew up, Bodhisattva was wise and became a righteous trader in Varanasi, who had 500 carts and used to travel faraway lands and sell his goods. There lived another trader who was ambitious and arrogant, with similar resources and engaged in the same business. One day it so happened that the two traders each loaded their 500 carts full of goods and prepared to travel the same market in faraway land. The ambitious trader thought, there will be many advantages if I reach the market first. For example, I will get road which is not yet cut off. My bulls will have enough grass. My men will get enough fruits and herbs for curries. The water will be undisturbed and clean. Best of all, I'll be able to fix my own price for my goods, since there are no such goods in the market, and can earn super profits. So he went to the Bodhisattva, the merchant, and said, "Look, two of us can't trade together. Would you rather allow me to go first?" The Bodhisattva, being righteous, was pleased to hear this because he saw many benefits in the following after. He thought, the carts going first will level the roads where they are uneven and rough. I'll be able to travel along the road they have already smoothed. His bulls will gaze off the matured and rough grass, and by the time my carts reach there will be more tender and sweet grass springing up for my bulls. My men will find fresh, sweet herbs for curry where the old ones have been picked. If carefully observed, my men can see what to eat and what not. Where there is no water, the first caravan will have to dig wells to supply themselves, and we will be able to use the same wells. Haggling over the prices is tiring work. He will do the work, and I will be able to trade my good at price he has already fixed, and even showing my quality goods, I can earn good profits. So he said to the ambitious trader, "Very well, my friend, please go first." In the middle of the journey, ambitious trader reached the end of wilderness, after which he would have to cross 60 miles of desert, which lay before him. He loaded enough water to his cargo and started to cross the desert with his 500 men and carts. In the middle of the desert, the devils who haunted that wilderness had been watching the caravan. The devils used their mystic powers to conjure up a lovely carriage drawn by decorated young bulls and escorted with a dozen disguised devils with swords and shields, showing a devil as a mighty lord. His hair and clothes were wet, and he had a wreath of blue lotuses and white water lilies around his head. All his escorts, too, were wet and draped in garlands. Even the hooves of his bulls and carriage wheels were muddy. The devil drew his carriage beside the merchant, and after greeted him, had a courtesy chit-chat. The ambitious merchant observed the devils and asked, "I see that your people are wet and carry fresh lotuses and water lilies with them." The devils exclaimed, "What do you mean? Over there is an oasis and plenty of water. It is always raining there, and there are many lakes with lotuses and beautiful water lilies." So the ambitious merchant, without any hesitation, thought, Because of my large supply of water, my caravan was moving slowly. Why need water when there is enough supply just as a few miles away? This burden has already delayed my reaching and earning profits, so need to speed up. He ordered his men to throw away all the water and travel quickly. Of course, along the way they did not find a drop of water. Soon they were exhausted from thirst. Without water, the men could not cook any rice either. The bulls too were exhausted without water and long travel. When the darkness spread, the devils attacked and killed every man and all bulls and ate their flesh. The skeleton was spread in every direction, but the 500 carts stood there with valuable goods untouched. The boss of the merchant, after 6 weeks since the ambitious trader had left, reached the edge of wilderness. Filled up on water, assembled his men and announced, "Let not so much of water as handful of water be used, nor eat any leaf, flower, or fruit which you have never eaten before, without showing them to me first." Having thus carefully advised his crew, he led the caravans into the desert in front of him. The devils spread in the same manner and appeared in the same manner on the path and had a courtesy chat with the Bodhisattva. The wise trader observed something fishy about their behavior and thought, "I know there is no water in the desert," and was not convinced by the advice of the devils. As soon as the devils had left, the crew of the Bodhisattva approached him and said, "Sir, these men were wet and wearing fresh lotuses and water lilies. They told us that up ahead there was enough water and it was always raining. Why don't we throw away our water and lighten the carts so that we can move quickly? Therefore we can listen to these men." Then the Bodhisattva ordered them to halt and questions them as follows. "Has any man among you ever heard that there was a lake or a pool in the desert?" "No, sir," they answered. "We have been told there is rain just ahead." "How far does rain wind carry?" "A mile or two, sir." "Has any one of you seen the top of even a single stormy cloud?" "No, sir." "How far off can you see a flash of lightning?" 6 to 7 miles, sir." "How far off can one hear a peal of thunder?" 3 or 4 miles, sir. Then the Bodhisattva explained to men that the strangers were not humans, but devils. They were waiting for us to throw away water and become weak and exhausted to destroy us. By night, he ordered his men to arrange his carts in a fortified circle and take care of the bulls and themselves. He kept his strong men on guard with arms all through the night. At sunrise, he saw other merchant cargo remained untouched. He replaced his own weak carts with the stronger ones and exchanged his own common goods with more valuable goods. The Bodhisattva reached the market without losing any of his men or cargo, but with enhanced valuable goods. He traded his merchandise and earned 2 to 3 times their value. He returned back to Varanasi victoriously as a wise trader. This is the end of the Jathaka story. The moral of the Apannaka Jathaka story. Children, we also should choose a righteous and good leadership. Then your life is securely ensured. If you select a misleadership or unrighteous leadership, then you may have to face various problems in your life.